Hello, welcome back to the Mindcrack. Welcome back to the Mindcrack. We're back on the Mindcrack server, and as promised, I have laid out the the future wasteland village. It is now the pristine, idyllic, soon-to-be post-apocalyptic wasteland village. But I have basically completed the layout. I've laid out, I think, everything we're gonna need. And what I would like to do is turn the rest of this into sort of a more of a community project for two reasons. First reason, to involve you, my subscribers, who I appreciate very much, to involve you more in the process. And number two, because I need the help. This is such a gigantic project, I honestly need the help. To help us speed things along and do things a little bit faster, I'm going to be asking for some design submissions. So as you can see, laid out all around here are outlines for the buildings. You can see this one. This is the pool clubhouse, 8x15. That's the width by the length, which is going to attach to the pool there. This will be where the citizens or whatever, the villagers, will come in. And there's another opening back here for where they will come into the pool area. So let's climb up the high dive ladder, get up to the high dive platform we desire. Take a look at the overall layout. So this is the way I'd like this to work. The first link in the description of this video will be a link to the Reddit post for this video. I post Reddit links, or I post the videos to Reddit, to the Mindcrack subforum, or subreddit, and I'm gonna, just as always, I'm gonna post a link to this video, and in that link will be all the different buildings and their dimensions, and I'll also include a snapshot, a screenshot of the overall village layout with each building labeled, so you know sort of the relative context if you need to know that kind of thing. So here we are up pretty high. So we've got the main road kind of coming through town, and I think it's probably going to go out of town as well once I'm done with it. All the roads have been constructed. They're mostly straight and just a grid, except for the curvy main road, which is supposed to be a little bit more scenic, something you would stroll down as opposed to stride down, I guess. The only ones that aren't really straight are the ones over here by the cheap part of town. They're kind of bent and don't go in straight lines. I guess the city planner didn't really care as much about this part of town. And then the ones over here are nice and straight because that's the nicer part of town. But so I'm going to be posting this video to the Mindcrack subreddit with a list of all of these building outlines and what type of building they are. For instance, this is the laboratory. And what I'd like you to do is, if you are interested, submit a screenshot gallery of a building you designed that fits that description. And probably the best way, you can use any image website you want, imager.com, IMGUR, that's a good one to use. But you can use any one you want, as long as it gives me a good idea of basically what you designed and how I will go about constructing it. So let's say you design one for the laboratory here. So you would probably have maybe an overall view from the front, maybe one from the side, one from inside, showing any sort of furniture or interior walls. Basically, a number of different shots, just so I know exactly how to build it. You don't have to add like 700 photos, but enough so that I know what to do. So this is especially relevant if you've already got a building in your single-player world, or you're playing a multiplayer server and you built a building that matches the description. Then go ahead and submit that, or mess around and create it for a little while and fiddle with something and submit that. I would recommend, though, please don't spend like hours and hours and hours deliberating over it. Because I don't, like, what if, for instance, this is one of the expensive houses over here. What if I get 5 submissions for that? And I can only really pick one. I might be able to, like, sort of meld 2 submissions together. But if I can only pick one, I would feel really bad if someone put a ton of time into an expensive one, or into designing this house, and I can't pick it. Also, maybe check that thread in the description of this video. Check the link and see what has been submitted as of when you decide you might want to do something. And if there's already, like, say hey, I might want to do the mayor's house, which is this one. Check the thread, see if someone's already submitted something that looks pretty awesome, you know, or it has gotten a lot of upvotes because people are responding positively to it. If that is the case and someone has already submitted, or if there's already a couple of submissions for the mayor's house, for instance, maybe try something else. But the idea here is that we can all work together and have this village done in a timely manner. I've been working on this along and along here and there as I can. I'd like to get it finished. Okay, so this is the overall view. These are the 2 expensive houses. This is the mayor's house. This is kind of like the dividing line between the nice part of town, which is all residential and a park, and the sort of medium part of town, which has medium houses and shops, and then the cheap part of town, which is basically all of this. Over here, this is an apartment building. This is a tool shop. This is going to be, I think that's the grocery store. And I'm going to walk around through all of these in a second. Yeah, I guess let's go ahead and do that now. Let's start over here at the nice houses. See if I can get all the way over there in one ender pearl. Okay, it's falling, so I'm going to start falling. See if I'll land first or not. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I decided that the 2 expensive houses would basically, originally I wanted there to be some sort of public beach so that basically all the villagers could come and enjoy a day at the beach. But it turns out the way the land works, there's no ocean. The ocean is over there, but there is this lake, and the 2 nice houses, they took up all the land, and they're the only ones with the lake access. So this is, right here, this is the dividing line, dividing the properties of Nice House 1 and Nice House 2. They're both the same size. This one is sort of nestled in between these 2 small hills right here, kind of in this little valley. So probably when it's done, you won't be able to see much. It'll block out a lot of the view, and they'll have a nice private backyard. Well, this is the large house, 18 wide, 13 deep. Is it getting dark? Ooh, it is. Probably should go sleep in a bed. The other house is exactly the same size, but it is oriented at 90 degrees to that one, so it would probably have some sort of path here leading up to here. And one thing I should mention, this house, large house, 18 by 13, the dimensions are not set in stone. So and it doesn't have to be perfectly rectangular either. This is just sort of a general guideline as to the size it should probably be. So don't feel constrained by this size. You can make it a little bigger, make it a little smaller, make it longer, make it L-shaped or triangle-shaped or whatever shape seems appropriate to you. A combination of overlapping rectangles, whatever. So yeah, don't get too hung up on the size. That's just a guideline. So there's the large house. And let's hit up the mayor's house before we go sleep in a bed. So here's the mayor's house. I tore down what I'd built before because I didn't really like it. I built it very hastily, just sort of in the spur of the moment. It wasn't very good. So we're going to start over, and since I'm sort of looking for community support for house designs, I figured I'd let this be one of them. Okay, so mayor's house, 12 by 14. It's a little bit smaller than the big houses, bigger than the medium houses, but it should probably have some nice materials. Maybe bricks, something like that. I should probably talk about materials. So I can get anything made out of any type of wood, anything made out of stone, cobblestone, stone bricks, stone slabs, all that kind of stuff that's easy to acquire. Feel free to make houses or buildings out of that. Glass of any kind, sand of any kind, sandstone. Anything that I have an easy access to. Things that are somewhat limited are brick. It took me a long time to farm up all the clay to make all this brick. Let's go sleep in this bed. Metal blocks, I don't have a lot of because I've spent so much of it on my my beacons at the lens. So metal blocks only if it's like super duper important or cool. I'm actually probably going to snag the gold blocks out of here because I don't have a lot right now. Okay, so let's continue. We'll go down this road first, and then we'll go maybe like in a counterclockwise direction. Okay, so here's a quickie mart. 6x9, fairly small. Should be sort of short and squat. Built cheaply. But again, as long as it fits in the general situation, you can make it a little bigger, a little smaller. Use your imagination. And then right next to it, we've got a video store. I don't know what kind of... Maybe you could make it a record store to make it sort of Minecraft specific. And I'll go ahead and say, in addition to being able to fiddle with the size within limits, you know, feel free to do that. Go ahead and fiddle with the subject or the category or whatever you want to call this. So if you want to make it a record store, that's fine. You want to make it something else, as long as it sort of belongs in the general context, it's okay with me. This bank, I didn't really like this bank, so if you want to do a revision on it, I think the thing I don't like the most is the roof kind of looks weird. But if you want to sort of make over the bank, I don't know if it needs to be totally torn down, or if you want to add a vault, like a vault basement or something like that, feel free to do that too. So here's the size of this. Bank, 13 by 14. This is, I think it's 14 wide and 13 deep. Then over here we've got a coffee shop, 7 deep by 12 wide. And there is enough room here for like an outdoor patio for some seating, if you so desire. And, oh, damn Enderman over here. We've got what I'm just going to call Shop 1, 10 by 10. And I put maybe 4 or 5 of these in the overall town. And this is for basically if everything else gets designed and you still want to make something, make something about this size. And I'm just going to plop it down somewhere in the town. And this is going to be one of those spots. And if I only get like 1 submission, then I'll just plop down 1. If I get like 8, then I'll plop down 8, I guess. We'll see. But basically the point of this is if I haven't thought of something and you want to add a building, feel free. Don't feel limited by my list. Feel free to venture into parts unknown. As long as it's not like wild, like I don't think we need a baseball arena. That would be a large construction, nothing that big. So next, the laboratory, 20 wide by 17 deep. I think this is where there's going to be some experimentations that lead to the end. There may be a nether portal involved. I haven't really decided. 20 wide by 17 deep. It should be kind of severe. Maybe it should have some, I don't know, some weird looking contraptions inside. Okay, and then we come up here around the corner. Zombies underground, because there's nothing, there's a lot of, oh, okay, that's a bad example, but there's a lot of open spots if I dig. That's another bad example. How about right here? Yeah, you can, little openings underground, because I removed all the sand and sandstone. So here there's going to be the small park, and I just bracketed it for the general outline. So this is going to be approximately 30 wide by 16 deep, and maybe it'll have some playground equipment that was kind of run down, busted up, some trees, whatever strikes your fancy. It shouldn't be nearly as nice as the big park over there, because we're trying to set up some very deliberate class warfare. Okay, so here's the movie theater. That's already been constructed. Oh, I guess we can repeat what we read for the clubhouse. Now that I've said everything else about the village and the idea for the community stuff. So pool clubhouse, 8 wide by 15. So basically only members are going to be able to get in to use the pool. It's not going to be totally public. So this is sort of the way for them to get in here. They would have to show an ID badge or something, and then they would come back here and they would be able to use the pool. So whatever is appropriate to look like a pool clubhouse. Okay, and then way back here, I thought about just putting more stuff along the edges, and maybe if we get a lot of those 10 by 10 shop submissions, I'll put some here. But I guess there's nothing here. It may not look quite so weird once I start putting trees and the little doodad shrubberies and flowers and stuff to keep it from looking so barren and nothing but torches. Anyway, here's a hardware store. Maybe they have tools. They sell pickaxes and shovels. Maybe there's crates inside of it or something. So that is 8 deep and about 20 wide. And then right next to it, backing up to the movie theater, this is a doozy. This is a big one. This is an apartments. This is 17 by 17. This one should probably be at least 3 stories high. 3 stories of apartments. And how high you make each story is up to you. Maybe 3 blocks of air, and then a floor, and then another 3 blocks. Or 4 blocks, maybe for the lobby is bigger, I don't know. But that's kind of a big one, 17 by 17. And again, if you've already made something that fits the description of this, like maybe you are on a server where you like made a city and you already have an apartment building, feel free to use that. Feel free to use that. Don't spend 10 zillion hours on this stuff, because I'm just gonna blow it up. Don't forget about that. I'm gonna blow it up. Grocery store is right here opposite the apartment building. 22 long by 12. If you want to make that a little smaller, because it is kind of big, go ahead. I don't care. And it doesn't need to be as big, and because it's probably only going to be 1 story, so it probably won't be quite as big a deal as the apartment building, even though the footprint's bigger. But 22 by 12. Then over here we have another one of these shop examples, 10 by 10, and there may or may not be a building there, depending on how many submissions I get. There may be more, all over the place if I get a lot. We will see. Let's see over here, warehouse, 22 by 13. This is where I'm gonna put all my storage items and stuff. Is gonna end up in here. But then I'm going to be blowing everything up, so I don't know, maybe I'll protect the boxes with obsidian before I start the explosion, and then I'll uncover them. Because we're going to be doing building after the fact with the wasteland village, so I need a place to store all my stuff. It's going to be here. Okay, continuing on, we are now behind the mayor's house. It's up there on that hill. Another one of these shops. And so that's it. That's it. Short and to the point, short video, and I've decided, I said previously that the next video after this one would be all of this completed, and I think what I'll do, instead of not having a Mindcrack episode for 2 weeks or something, however long it's been since my last one, I guess we did that, the stuff in the arena, for the official unveiling of the arena. I guess I had that video, but the last time I actually built something on here and released a video, that was a few weeks. And so in order to not have such a long gap, see how awkward this looks? That just doesn't look right, that bank. I think I'm going to do incremental updates just to let people know sort of the progress and which buildings I picked. It'd probably be a good idea to, within a few days, release a video saying which buildings I picked, just so people don't submit buildings that have already been taken by some other submission. That's probably a good idea. But those videos will probably be fairly short, just kind of like a little update thing, where maybe I've completed 2 or 3 or 4 of these guys, And then we'll have a few of those update videos, and then we'll blow things up, because I'm going to have to be... I need to be sitting in one of the mob farms for a while, farming some gunpowder to make enough TNT to blow it up. We might use fire selectively, and maybe... People have said a wither. That sounds like a decent idea. I don't know if it'll fit the storyline, because I'd have to kill it. So who am I in this story? I don't know. Things I need to consider. But anyway, that's the idea. If you're interested... Oh, and this thing's going to be gone next time. We're going to have to move that. Or get rid of it. Move all the villagers. And start releasing them in here. I'll probably make a villager breeding center to just fill this place with zillions of villagers. Alright, so I guess that's it. I look forward to submissions. If nobody submits anything, then I guess I'll just design it on my own. If a building doesn't get a submission, I'll end up designing that on my own. And don't forget, don't get too attached to these things, because I'm just going to blow it up. So if you're interested, check the description for the link. See you next time for the update. See you later. Take it easy. Have a good day. Bye-bye.